Hello, where am I? Hi! Hello. Yes, you may be noticing the extreme tardiness that I am showing today. Um, that's because, like, it's been raining outside, and I'm worried about the impact of that. Give me a minute. Like, I'm worried that it'll mess with with the internet. So, yes, we are here today playing Great Ace Attorney. Like, we haven't played this in a while. This should be fun. Last time we played this, we were doing like a whole. We're doing a different chapter. So now we will. Yeah. So now we're going to finish the rest of the game. Although I think from here the chapters are gonna get a bit longer, so we might take a bit of time. Anyway, how is everybody doing? Wait, let me set that super chat goal. I forgot to do that the last time. Timer 3 hours. I will do a full stream. Bulb. So I will start this goal and see. Oh, Rodriguez is finally going to Barcelona. I can't believe it. I didn't think that would happen. There's also a lot of like yeah, I haven't been keeping up with the transfer news as of late. What do you mean Manchester City want Malo Gusto? Anyway, eh, um there were rumors of Arsenal wanting to sign Christian Romero. Let's see how that turns out. How far have you gotten? Oh, I can show you right now. Yes, I am like in the part 2 and also I'm episode 2 in part 2. You know, in Resolve. As you can see, I haven't started it yet though. So we will be starting it right now. Let's start. Like wait a minute. I forgot to show my game. Crap. Here. Okay, here. You can see the game now. Sorry.
ブライヤーロードの歩道で起こった姿なき犯人による冬の夜の惨劇。背中を刺され倒れた裏若きレディーが生死をさまよううちに事件は解決した。
Also, we've had a few issues the last stream about what's that? About streams getting about the chat getting disconnected. So I made sure to play a very loud noise. Have you played the other Ace Attorney games? This is my first Ace Attorney game. Like, I've heard of the others, I haven't played them. Wait, let me make it so that you can see more of my model. There, this is my usual model proximity, I guess. Here you go. Also, anyway, I've made it so that if Twitch chat disconnects, it'll play a very loud noise so that I can attend to the problem immediately. There is no such function for YouTube chat disconnecting though, so yeah, you're gonna have to find some way to alert me to that. Okay, anyway, let's start. My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I'm a fledgling lawyer just starting out on my journey. 6 months ago, I arrived as a visiting student of law, having made the long voyage across the sea from the Empire of Japan to here, London, England. And on the way, in quite extraordinary circumstances, I made the acquaintance of a world-famous detective. Currently, I reside in the attic of the detective's own lodgings, for where I run my legal consultancy of sorts. I've successfully defended a number of clients in Britain's highest court, the Old Bailey. But since a particularly grueling and unforgettable legal battle 4 months now, I haven't returned to the courtroom. In truth, I lost my right to return. But that epic trial was just one small part of an epic tale, a tale which was now about to awaken from slumber. Thanks to a letter that arrived this morning from my homeland. Huh. What could that possibly be? Rumble. What a delicious smell wafting up from the stairs. It must be nearly time for breakfast. I'd better go down to Mr. Sholmes' suite and say good morning to the great detective and his flatmate. Wait a minute, aren't you gonna read the letter? We need to know what's in the letter! Oh, nice, new holiday banner. Cool. 30th August, Sholmes' suite. Ah, Rudolph! Good morning! I was just about to call up to you. The bacon's ready. Good morning, Iris. Before we eat, though, I have some news. I have a surprise this morning. Shh! Not another word! Wait a minute, I don't have my water jug today. Because I used my water bottle to do like the vocal thing, the vocal effect that I usually have for Sholmes' voice. But I don't have the apparatus to do so right now, so hold on a minute while I get it. Okay, I'm back. Anyway, not another word, Mr. Naruhodo. Not another word, Mr. Naruhodo. This could just be the abstruse thing for my pre-breakfast stagnation repelling mental stimulation, my dear fellow. Warning to you too, Mr. Sholmes. Ah, yes, I see. So that's it. Dude, I can see your pores. Okay, let me just begone the bot right quick. The truth is as clear as day. My faculties of observation have revealed it again. What are you talking about? You, Mr. Naruhodo, you have, this very morning, met with a surprise. Well, is that not the case? Really, my dear fellow, it barely warrants explanation. Firstly, your hair is particularly unkempt, somewhat reminiscent of a bird's nest. Secondly, you have neglected to fasten the third button of your jacket. Clearly, when considered together, these two facts point to you having been flustered this morning. To quote a book I had never read before. Hello, chat and Aurum, Sun Tzu Artimore. Hello! Hello, welcome to chat. Very happy to see you again. Again, like, I'm pretty sure you were here in the previous chat, so... It's like... But yeah, hi, welcome! Wait. Clearly, when considered together, these two facts point to you having been flustered this morning. Can I talk now? But of course. Though I don't look for admiration, you understand. My hair always looks like this. It's been this way since I first met you. Oh, it has? And the button was ripped off last night. Do you remember? By you. Yeah, Riley pulled your button off. Are you guys thinking what I'm thinking? Like, what situation could possibly have led to him ripping off his button? Anyway. Ah, yes, I recall the incident now. It was after supper, was it not? You're not helping, Holmes! You're not helping, Mr. Sholmes! As the evening advanced, I picked up my violin and began to play the wailing notes of a hunting tune. But then, to my utter dismay, the third string snapped. Why did it have to happen? Why? Little wonder then that in my vexation I grabbed the first button I saw and ripped it from its proper place. Well, I'd like it back now, please. It's troubling me that I can't fasten my jacket. And it's troubling me that you expect me to know where it is. Somewhere thereabouts in the floor, one presumes. How helpful. What matters at the present time, my dear fellow, is simply whether or not my deduction was unerring. But Harley, Renault said when he came in, didn't he? Confucius says bullshittery is afoot when Sholmes is involved. I had a surprise this morning. You'll be subject to some fake British accents. For the newcomers. Well, that really is a surprise. Yes, this man is the pride of the British Empire. The famous consulting detective, Mr. Sherlock Sholmes. There can't be a single person in the world who doesn't know his name. Right then, enough of this silly conversation. Come and eat this bacon before it goes cold. I had pasta with bacon today. It tasted good. And here we have Iris Wilson, Mr. Holmes' lodger and companion. A truly exceptional young girl who's the author of a highly successful serialization here in London. Yes, The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, as published in Rand's magazine. So, Mr. Naruhodo, won't you put us out of our misery? What surprised you this fine morning? Ah, well, I received a letter from Japan. Oh, from Susie, you mean? Was it really? That's right, and she had some rather startling news, in fact. Ah, intriguing indeed. You must tell us all about it over breakfast. Oh, yes, what fun! Ow. Oh, I have to actually do stuff now. Miss Susata's letter. This is the letter that arrived from Japan this morning, by international post. Oh, how lovely! Look at Susie's beautiful writing. I wish I could read it. And how is your judicial assistant faring, may I ask? She's very well, thank you. In fact, according to what she's written, she actually appeared as a lawyer in the Japanese Supreme Court and won the case. Ah, really? Oh, isn't she wonderful? Yeah, isn't she lovely? A cut above your good self, my dear fellow. I've won cases too, you know. Apparently, Mr. Natsume appeared in the trial as a witness. Natsume. No, I don't recall that name. Of course you do. We helped the man twice. You know, in those 2 cases that took place in Briar Road 6 months ago. Wait, 2? Didn't we have 1 case? Ah, the mustache touchy man with the somewhat feline eyes and the mustache? He didn't have 2 mustaches. Yes, who could forget those 2 cases? They made a very deep impression on me. Although, I must confess the details are a little hazy now. A very deep impression they made on you. Clearly. Startling news. So, what was the startling news penned by Miss Susato? You remember the case of the haunted lodgings, Mr. Sholmes? Ah, yes, it's very interesting, you know. I don't feel entirely uncertain that a case of that nature did not occur. He's totally forgotten then. Anyway, in her letter... Wait, I forgot. Miss Susato said we read over her case notes again and investigate further. I mean, we read over her case notes and investigate further. So it took place half a year ago. For what purpose? Because of something that Mr. Natsume said to her, apparently. He suggested that the real reason why she was called back to Japan so suddenly might have something to do with that case of the haunted lodgings. Oh? On Mr. Natsume's return to Japan, Miss Susato's father questioned him about the case, she says, and something Mr. Natsume said appeared to trouble Professor Mikotoba, prompting him to send that telegram. Oh, that case, yes! It was very strange, wasn't it? Yes. And I had compiled the whole story in a nice neat manuscript ready for publication, too. But then Hurley here was all funny about it, remember? He was very mean. That story must not be published, he said. Very mysteriously as well. I should have gotten, like, the, some VTuber models allow you to do the, like, pouting face thing. But I don't have the plugin that lets you do that yet. So, you know, getting my model up to VBridger standards, that's the name of the plugin that does that thing. Yeah, that's probably gonna be like a whole other series of streams completely. So, you have an idea of what to look forward to. Only amazing live 2D action here. Anyway, let's keep going. Really? I said that. Are you sure? Do you perhaps know something about it as well, Mr. Sholmes? About why Miss Susato was suddenly told 4 months ago that she had to return to Japan? Miss Susato's repatriation. It's been 4 months now since we waved Susie off at Dover. It was such a shock, wasn't it? The way she just suddenly announced that she had to go back to Japan. Indeed it was, due to a telegram she received from her homeland, I believe. That's right, telling her to return urgently. Yes, because her father had passed away. No, it just said he was suffering from a high fever, the cause of which was unknown. He's not dead! But according to this letter, that news about her father's fever was just a ruse. A ruse! So Susie's daddy lied to her so she'd make the voyage back home. Why would he do that? I have to admit, I have absolutely no idea. But she believes that it's almost certainly related to the case of the haunted lodgings. Summoning her back to Japan so suddenly like that, I wonder what Miss Susato's father is hiding. Ali, do you know what it's all about? Ah, well, who can say? What? You said? Please, I have engagements, my dear fellow. My calendar is quite surprisingly full today. And a stringent analysis of the matter would be excessive, I feel, even if I were quite at a leisure. So, mend the fort in my absence, won't you, Iris? I will, Hurley, don't worry. See you later. And then he just disappears. He scuttled off rather quickly there. I think perhaps Professor Mikotoba isn't the only person hiding something here. Sasuke-san was involved in 2 cases, but only one of them was forbidden from being published. By, of all people, Mr. Sholmes. Aha! I found them at last! Iris, are they... The notes about the case? That's right, Susie and I compiled them together. Can we have a bald Bane Aura model, Dark Knight Bane model? I feel like that might cause some legal issues. Like, I can't exactly, since I'm technically earning money from this channel, donate for bald goal, by the way. Yeah, since I'm technically earning money from this channel, I can't just straight up use another character to do, yeah, I can't just straight up stream with another character model. I don't know, what's the legality of that? Like, I mean, wait a minute. Also, do you know how long making a VTuber model is? Maybe it's just because of my... You merely adopted to VTubing. I was born in it, molded by it. You know how long it takes to make a whole VTuber model? Maybe it's just because I haven't quite, streamlined everything, or I haven't made many models, but this particular model took me like a year to make. And if you remove all of the parts where I was lazy, it might be like 6 months tops. Like, I streamed with the PNG for, like 2 years. You couldn't legally do it even if you weren't making money. Making money just makes you higher profile and more likely to get targeted by legal action. Yeah, I would like to not get in trouble with DC or whoever else could get me in trouble. How about just a Bane mask at top? I guess you could do that. I mean, like, when people play games, they usually add, like, some sort of accessory. Absolutely. Thank you, Iris. I have no idea what secrets could still be hiding in the shadows of this case, but perhaps if I read over the notes again, something might come to light. That's the spirit! I keep on putting my cup up to my mouth even though I don't need it. And so, Iris and I decided to read over the case notes again together. Everything from what happened to our investigation and that fierce battle in court that followed. Believing every detail, I just need to find a clue, and I have all the time in the world. Because, of course, I'm no longer allowed to practice law in the courts of Great Britain. He seems to be real happy about this. Oh yeah, like the case with Gina, kind of got us in trouble, and so we... Okay, so it doesn't have something to do with Gina. Or is this is this the thing that happened with Gina? No, a young woman was found lying on the snowy pavement of Briar Road with a knife in her back. Fortunately, her life was spared, but she was unconscious for several days following the incident. Just need to make you go bald to make it look official. It's a win-win situation. The fog was thick and nobody saw her attacker, but by a cruel twist of fate, a visiting Japanese student was walking behind her at the time and was duly arrested. That man was Sasaki-san, and the man who effected his arrest was Mr. Sholmes. Believing in our compatriot's innocence, Susata-san and I decided to represent Sasaki-san in court. And after a grueling trial of many twists and turns, we finally managed to prove his innocence. Joyful, joyous, jubilant jubilation! Was the man's reaction after the trial. Both his jubilant jubilation was short-lived. We received a telegram from Mr. Sholmes the following morning. The victim of the Briar Road stabbing has regained consciousness. Hurry to Bart's at once! Wait, what's Bart's? So Susata-san and I summoned a hansom and headed immediately to the hospital. Oh, Bart's is the hospital. Okay, it's been a while since I played this case. Like, I stream this game maybe every once in a blue moon. Hey, there's a rat! This begins the era of Arum the Bald Tuber! Ah! With a little bit of luck and a little bit of super chats, we can do it together. There's a rat! Good morning, Mr. Sholmes. I think not. Oh! You're late! What on earth took you so long? Your telegram only arrived at 5 o'clock, Mr. Sholmes, and it's a 20-minute ride to the hospital. That's right, and it's 5:30 now. I think we made very good time. The time is utterly irrelevant. Wait, no, I've been reading without the cup. The time is utterly irrelevant. The fact is, I've been waiting for what has felt like an eternity. Rats may be known to spread diseases and pestilence, but why friend-shaped? Yeah, like, why are the rats friend-shaped? Like, I've seen some... Have you seen that picture of, like, somebody holding an especially chonky rat? But I think, like, if you tame a rat, then you have to clean it. Like how you get, like, the vaccines and stuff for dogs. So, got a rainbow and holiday. Congratulations! And feeling it was somewhat unjust that I alone had been roused at such an hour, I sent one to you. Well, thanks for that. Anyway, you're here now, so... The victim is over here. She's only just regained consciousness. Oh, there she is. You should introduce yourselves, and I shall observe from here. So that's the lady who was found in the snow-covered pavement with the knife in her back. Her name is... Ah, yes, here we are. Miss Green. Which is why they're still the most experimented animal to date. Examine. Can we speak to Miss Green? Good morning. Hello, I'm Ryunosuke Naruhodo from the Empire of Japan. Oh no! Was it your knife that... Are you the bad who... No, I'm a lawyer! And I'm Susato Mikotoba. Pleased to meet you. Oh no! Was it your knife then? Are you the one? No, I assure you! I'm Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant! Rats are good swimmers. Huh, I didn't know that. We heard that you'd regained consciousness and wanted to come and give you our best wishes. Best wishes for me? Thank you. I'm Olive Green. I'm an artist. Well, no, that's not right, is it? What I mean is, I'm trying to be an artist. Well, what I really mean is, I desperately want to be an artist. But the truth is, I don't have any talent. I know I don't. It's no wonder I was stabbed in the back. I'm pretty sure those things aren't related to each other. If they were, I'd have been stabbed in the back many years ago. I don't think... Oh yeah, exactly, Ryunosuke. You're smart boy. 10 out of 10. Gosh, this young woman seems to bend over backwards to pull herself down. Seeing as we're here, you should ask her about what happened from her perspective, I suppose. About the incident. To suddenly be struck in the back by a blade as you were walking along the pavement. What a terrible experience you had, Miss Green. I don't need your despair, Batman! A 5-star is a 5-star! Yes, that's basically the way of idle games. Like, whenever you play an... Like, I don't know why, but, the gacha of idle games is especially ruthless. Like, I think it's just because of the sheer volume of cards in there, but the chances of getting the one you actually want is, like, insane. Okay, so those of you that have played Bang Dream, know that they had a collab with Tokyo Revengers some time ago. And I like Tokyo Revengers. Like, I was watching it, like, really obsessively. I was reading the manga at the time. And then I was trying to get, like, the 5-star cards. But then I did, like, so many rolls. I think it was, like, 100 rolls or something. And then I even bought, like, I even spent money there. I spent whole-ass money and I didn't get anything. I ended up not having any of the event-limited cards, and then I was like, what? And then I lost a ton of money, so, yeah, that's how ruthless that's how ruthless idle game gachas can be. Anyway, let's keep going. That was 4 days ago, I think. Is that right? Yes, that's right. I'm afraid you've been comatose all that time. But the case has been solved, hasn't it? While I've been here in hospital, I mean. Indeed it has, my dear madam. Spectacularly by none other than I, Sherlock Sholmes. Mr. Sholmes, as we well know, it was Mr. Naruhodo's hard work in court that solved the case. Are you yet to hear what happened, Miss Green? Yes, I'm afraid so. A gentleman from the police force is supposed to be coming in to fill me in shortly. Oh, I see. Me coming round seems to have made everybody frantically busy. I'm so sorry. I should never have regained consciousness. It was selfish of me. Oh no! We're all so relieved that you're on the mend, Miss Green. Really, we are. With that kind of attitude, maybe her surname should be Blue, not Green. about yourself. So, you're an artist, are you, Miss Green? Oh no! Oh, I couldn't possibly claim that. I'm a fledgling artist at best. I mean, I'm a student of art, really, at the Thorndike Academy of Fine Arts. Oh my! An Academy of Fine Arts? Great Britain is such a wonderful country! Tell me, Miss Green, do you live hereabouts? Oh no, actually. I don't deserve it, but I have a little flat in Brixton Road. I see. How very interesting. Oh no, is it? Citizen 10 stops away on the underground from here. And Thorndike Academy is a mere 3-minute walk from Brixton Town Centre. Does that matter, Mr. Sholmes? Perhaps not, but Briar Road is a far less salubrious part of town by comparison, built in by those of inferior means. Including the maleficent Mr. Mustache. Mr. Mustache! Inferior means? I suppose Sasaki-san does fit the bill. Bro was living in the attic. I mean, not the basement. The attic is like the opposite of the basement. I don't know, like, you know how in, like, movies where, like, movies about teenagers where they live in the attic? I always wanted to do that. I wanted to, but then I've never lived in a house with an attic. Is there an attic dweller that exudes loser energy? Well, honestly, like, you know, you think of people that live in the attic as being, like, people that don't really care. Like, they could, like, you know, they might also be similarly keeping to themselves all the time, but they don't really care. They're just kind of, whatever, I'm here, I'm up here in the attic, just call me whatever, haha. But then people who live in the basement are like, I guess a bit more, they have this air of, what do you call that? Like you're kind of nervous to show yourself, you feel me? Or you're a bit more mysterious, you know? Yeah, you're like a bit more mysterious if you live in the basement, because basements, like, either you really want to avoid other people, or you are doing something, or you're doing something kind of crazy. Like, I don't know, black magic rituals or something. What's this? She suddenly clammed up. Mr. Sholmes, you should be ashamed of yourself, prying into a young maiden's private affairs. Oh, dear me, don't forgive me. Yeah, like, Fago has, like, I think, like, 0.7 or 0.5%. And, Arctites has it at base 2%, but they also have a feature where if you get, like, where if you roll, I think, like 40 and you don't get the 6-star, then they'll raise the gacha rates until, like, you're guaranteed a 6-star a couple rolls later. So they'll raise it by 2. So your next roll will be like 4%, 6%, 10%, so on and so forth. Which puts your guarantee at like 90 rolls or something. If you don't mind. I'm being discharged shortly, so I need to pack up my things. Oh, yes, of course. We won't keep you. Thank you so much, Miss Green. A mouse, Mr. Naruhodo! An enormous mouse! Vermin in a hospital. That doesn't seem the best. But it looks like a very healthy specimen, doesn't it? It's very plump. Yeah, Susata agrees. If dangerous, why friend-shaped? I'm not sure we can say that's down to the excellence of the facility, if that's what you're thinking. This rounded wooden figure isn't the most charming, isn't it? Ah, I don't think that's a decoration, Mr. Naruhodo. It's an artist mannequin, I believe, used when practicing sketching the human form in different poses. Really? It's not exactly what you'd call a typical figure for that purpose, though, isn't it? No, I suppose not. I confess I'd never seen one quite so full-figured before. Well, if you want to draw a full-figured person, it's the right tool for the job. Look, there's a photograph in this frame here. Oh yes, it's a picture of a young gentleman. He looks to be about the same age as Miss Green, I would say. Perhaps the young woman's special someone, do you think? My, Mr. Naruhodo, I didn't know you had a sense for matters of the heart. Not in the least. I sincerely said the first thing I thought of. Is there a Mr. Naruhodo here? Mr. Naruhodo! Naruhodo now? Arknights and KFC. Basically, Arknights KFC collab was about limited skins. It took a really long time for the collab skins to get to the English server. So it was but because it was released pretty early on in Arknights' lifespan. I think it was like within its first 6 months in the Chinese server. So yeah, there was an Arknights KFC collab. Like, they had, like, limited KFC-themed skins, although I'm pretty sure they had to remove the KFC branding for the English release. Because, you know, copyright issues and that. Anyway, Arknights, KFC. Like, there's a lot of, KFC collabs for Chinese gacha games. Na-na-na. Okay, I think they didn't end up removing the branding. Well, if you're looking Naruhodo the lawyer, that's me, but... Ah! Mr. Naruhodo! Good. This is for you. It's a message from Mr. Saucy Nutsbeg. Mr. Saucy Nutsbeg! What? Mr. Natsume? Send me a message. But why would a policeman be delivering a message from Mr. Natsume? Exactly. What's going on? What's a Scotland Yard constable doing playing delivery boy at this time in the morning? Ah, what are you waiting for? Let me see that. Oh! Oh, this is most unexpected. Is something wrong, Mr. Sholmes? Is something wrong, Mr. Sholmes, he says? Have you not seen this note? No, how could I have? Brother, you snatched it from my hands! It would seem that London's criminals have no intention of letting the great detective rest. A new case, Cos. A case of murder, no less. We must depart at once. Murder? Call a cab. Time is of the essence. But the trouble is, we've yet to read Mr. Natsume's note. I was thinking we ought to pay him a visit in his lodgings once we did. That will be entirely convenient. Convenient? What do you mean? It's all here in the note, my dear fellows. The murder we must investigate took place at Mr. Mustache's lodgings. Wait, what? Okay, what's that? A faker? A fiaker? I'm learning so many words here. I'd like to think that I have a pretty big vocabulary, but even this game is showing me words that I'm not familiar with. Maybe it's to be more accurate with the setting. And now, the very next day, there's a murder at the man's own address? He may very well be the unluckiest man alive. Or so it seemed to us at the time, but we were soon to discover it was worse than we thought. Wait, did he actually do it this time? On the 1st February, 7:18 a.m., Mr. Natsume's lodgings, ground floor. What on earth? Oh my, the gentleman is deceased without question. He's dead. Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire! Mr. Natsume! Oh, why? Why is this happening? Why to me? I've only just got out of court! Yesterday! I was finally home after 2 days of misery! And then I wake up the next day to this! No early bird should catch a worm like this! This is like if the early bird caught a worm, but the worm was like, cut up into pieces. Or whatever could possibly happen to a worm. Full worm without wiggle! I see you're in high spirits again this morning, Mr. Mustache. Ah! Not the horrible hairlock shelves! Shove off! Show yourself the door! I never invited you! Mr. Sholmes came here with us. I'm quite sure he'll be able to help you, Mr. Natsume. I'm entirely at your disposal, Mr. Mustache. What can I do for you? Here they are! Already! The busybodies! Inspector Gregson! What a pleasant surprise! Pleasant, is it? Gives me the heartburn every time I see your face at a crime scene, Sholmes. I deduce, Inspector, that your heartburn is a result of your excessive consumption of fried food. Good morning, Inspector. This is a crime scene. Don't you go touching anything. Or good morning to you too, good morning to you too, Sunshine. There was a conspiracy theory that GTA 6 was completed a long time ago. GTA 6 is on Netflix, is coming soon. GTA 6 was completed a long while back, but they didn't release it because GTA 5 was still making the money. But, I don't know, would GTA 6, like, just because you release a new game doesn't mean you stop making money from the other one, like... I don't know, I feel like that's kind of backwards logic. I wish to have that newspaper of unlimited fish and chips. Same, I could really use some fish and chips right now. Basically, Rockstar's gonna release a trailer of a trailer. Oh wait, Rhea, according to the regarding the Arknight's KFC skins, but if they actually did remove the branding, I have the one for Ifrit in my possession. Oh yeah, they did actually remove like the KFC branding for the English server release of the KFC skins in Arknights. I only bought the one for Ifrit because she was the one that I used the most. They even gave her like a chicken-themed flamethrower. It's like a red and white striped flamethrower. Actually, it's more like a party blower. But yeah, yeah, they ended up removing like the KFC branding from them. I believe I can still look at skins for characters even if I don't have the skins particularly. Has Rockstar ever properly released the GTA 6 trailer? I never checked. Well, I don't know either. I haven't been following GTA 6 quite as closely. Anyway, let's look around at stuff. Let's look at the dead body first. Oi! I said hands off! Gonna mess up my crime scene! Oh, no, I just wanted to look, that's all. No chance! I know you're kind! You would mess it up just by looking at it! Someone's in a bad mood. There's certainly some bad air in here, isn't there? Alright, it sounds like I'd better talk to the inspector first and try to curry some favor. Maybe some curry sauce for that fish and chips? That's actually a sauce that, people put in their fish and chips. They put a lot of sauces in the UK. Like, there's like different kinds of sauces that you can have with your fish and chips, and that's... Like, I once read about a football player's, like, really, really big fish and chips order, and I was like, whoa, I actually really want some fish and chips right now. So, Inspector, what's the victim's name? Who was he? Mr. William Shams... Wait, no, I don't have the... I don't need the cup. Mr. William Shamspeare! He was a lodger here. As you could probably tell, he was an actor. Bit of a dead loss as it happens. Or just dead. Who just dead? Mr. Shamspear. It's the landlord, old Mr. Garadem, and the other lodger, Mr. Natsume, who found him. The fellow didn't rise at his usual hour, so Garadem got worried and kicked the door down. But doesn't Mr. Garadem have a bad leg? Ah, yeah, you're right. It was that jittery Japanese hunchback over there who actually did the kicking. Really? Soseki-san. The victim was pretty hard up, it seems. Had even done some time inside for petty crimes. Had no money, no place to go, and no friends. His only acquaintances were the people in this house. Miserable life and miserable end to it. So, what exactly is Mr. Natsume still doing here? He's not involved in the investigation, so shouldn't you have sent him away from the crime scene? Well, I'm not saying because the fellow looks odd or anything, or that he acts suspicious, but I thought it would be prudent to take a statement from the culprit. I mean, cohabitor. You nearly said culprit there, didn't you? Oh dear, Mr. Natsume appears to be under suspicion again. It certainly seems that way. He just does come across as such an odd fellow, doesn't he? Poor man. How unfortunate. Anyway, I can't say much until the coroner gets here. But I don't think the fellow's been a goner for that long. I misread the word goner. I very nearly added an extra O when I said it. Ah, brain rot is a wonderful thing. The body's still warm. Even if the inspector would allow it, I don't think I should bring myself to touch a dead body. What else can I look at? Let's talk to Mr. Natsume. What a terrible thing to have happened. It's only been 3 days since I was arrested for incident in the pavement outside. And then having finally regained my freedom, it starts happening all over again. Endless existence of excruciating experiences. Hey, isn't that book series about, like, those 3 orphan kids? And, this weird count that takes care of them. Have you guys read that book series, by the way? For those of you that don't understand what I'm talking about, like, I'm referring to a series of unfortunate events. Have you read it? I've only read the first book, but it was very fun to read. I couldn't believe, I feel like... Okay, so, like, whenever I went to a bookstore to get the rest of the books, like, they wouldn't, like, they'd have book 1, but then they wouldn't have book 2. So I ended up only reading, like, the first book of the series. I read it and watched the movie. How's the movie? I've never actually seen it. Wasn't, Wait, aren't there multiple movies? Only saw the movie and a bit of the Netflix series. Oh yeah, there is a Netflix series. Yeah, it's hilarious. Yeah, it was fun to read. Jim Carrey was great as Count Olaf. I'll try to check it out. If it's on Netflix, then I'll check it. So, the victim lived here on the ground floor, and your room is just 1 story up, isn't it? Yes, that's right. In a way, we were neighbors, I suppose. So, did you know the victim? Or your friends? ... Dot, 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 dot. Dot, 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 dot. What's the matter with Soseki-san now? It was an innocent enough question, wasn't it? Why does he seem so shaken by it? Well, I suppose he wasn't a complete stranger. But did he ever invite me to his room? Never! On my honor, I swear it! What an extreme reaction. You're probably wishing you'd never asked now, haven't you, Mr. Naruhodo? When we found him here, I felt wretched, which is why I sent word asking you to come. Through that inspector over there! Am I just supposed to go back and forth between them? So, okay, You lost the writer of the series of unfortunate events TV show. Was it the TV show or the movie? I'm guessing you're talking about the movie. Also, Aram, are you stalking my Netflix? Because I was watching The Unfortunate Events like a few days ago. Well, I assure you that I am not looking at your Netflix. Mr. Sholmes, you got something to explain to us? Rome is a very advanced bot. You probably hacked your Netflix account to use it. No, I barely watch like live action things. I basically only use Netflix for anime and the occasional documentary. Like there's a documentary that I watched. I was just left alone I was left alone at the house, and then I had to bide my time by doing stuff. So I watched this documentary about like mafia bosses. It was very interesting. Also, I watched I watched the documentary about the Fire Festival. You guys, I first watched the Internet Historian video, and then I saw the documentary. There's some info that's in the documentary because, well, the Internet Historian video was pretty short, so. Mr. Sholmes, what are you doing? Ha! You need to only observe to know it, my dear fellow. Investigating, naturally. There's nothing natural about that pose. Like Mr. Sholmes is told to act natural, and then he just starts JoJo posing. Mr. Sholmes, have you made some miraculous discovery? Only documentary I watched was Wrexham. I accidentally got my parents into football. Oh, that's cool. That's cool that your parents got an interest there. But does Formula 1 Drive to Survive count as a documentary? Oh yeah, I want to watch I'm looking to finish Demon Slayer. Patience, my dear madam, practice. Patience. We've not been here in this room 5 minutes. So far, all I managed to deduce is what actually happened. My goodness! But isn't that everything we need to know, Mr. Sholmes? Now that you proposed the idea, I believe one could indeed see it that way. At the present time, I have managed to draw 2 incontrovertible conclusions. The first, that there was a physical struggle here last night with which the victim fought for his life. Mr. Natsume, what's wrong? Is something that Mr. Sholmes said significant somehow? No, don't mind me. Forget I was here. And my second conclusion is that there was a poison lingering in the air here last night that passed the victim's lips. Nonsense! Huh? Alright, Mr. Natsume, why are you reacting so extremely to Mr. Sholmes' deductions? No! Please! Pretend I'm not here! Invisible, ineffable, inscrutable, insignificant! Impossible to ignore. You must tell us everything, Mr. Sholmes. Spare no detail. But of course. Let the theatrical tragedy before us be unraveled by my great deductions, presented for your pleasure in 2 acts. We've heard some truly astounding great deductions from Mr. Sholmes in the past. No doubt this will be no exception. What miracles will unfold before our eyes this time? So, ow! Ah! Ah! Pain! I hit my elbow on the table, trying to get the cup that I used to do the Sholmes voice. Yeah, it hurt like a mother. So, my dear fellows, for your delight and wonder, let the curtain rise. For Sherlock Sholmes' Logic and Reasoning Spectacular, Act 1. I got crit damage. That table gave me crit damage. Topic 1, cause of death. Careful observation of the victim reveals to us that the events that transpired in this custodial room last night. Foam at the mouth of the deceased clearly indicates the use of poison. Poison! Poison! Sorry. Next to the victim, we notice a large dining plate which contains, you will observe, 1/2 of a sizable bar of soap. Meanable? Indubitably. Why is the soap set purposefully along the dish? Like the victim's last supper, in fact. Could it be that the man was about to eat it? Of course, the fork reveals the answer. Did you guys catch Natsume's expression there? It was like, wait, really? Like, really? It appears the young man's appetite was his undoing. Taking up arms in the form of his cutlery, the victim engaged in a deadly battle for his life. Yet the struggle against his hunger was in vain, for in the end he couldn't resist devouring the slippery feast. But London's foul soap was besmirched by foul poison. Yes, the victim's life was claimed by poison that tainted the contents of the plate. The soap and the leather about the young man's mouth are too perfectly matched to ignore. The cause of death was clearly intoxication due to excessive ingestion of foul soap. Though personally, I have a greater interest in the taste of foul candle wax, of course. I mean, not gonna lie, like, if you've been to, Lush or the Body Shop, some of those soaps look like... some of those soaps look like they could be eaten. Also, like, you enter and, like, you go to, like, one of the fancy soap places and then it just smells like cupcakes, right? And then you're thinking, what if I just take a bite? I went to a different, like, I guess beauty store, and they sold soap that's shaped like ice cream. Anyway, the cause of death identified, we proceed to Act 2, where we ponder over the next question. Was this suicide or murder? Reminds me of the Tide Pod challenge back then. Like, I don't know, like, Tide Pods do, like, have a candy sort of appearance, but then... Seriously, yeah, like, at least okay, I've seen detergent pods, like, pictures of them. They're not really commonly used here, so I don't really know. I haven't really used them myself. But, But, like, the others are green. The orange just makes the Tide ones look more edible. Also, you know, the candy fruit gushers, that's what they look like. The audience will recall that the death occurred following the victim's last supper. Did the man dine and die alone? The single teacup suggests the answer. To draw conclusions on such meager evidence would be foolish, however, certainly. A careful criminal could have absconded with his own cup to cover his tracks. Well, allow me to lift the veil of doubt, my dear fellow. Indeed, what reveals the answer, of course, is the broken lock. Though forced open now, at the time of the incident, the door was locked. And the sole key was in the victim's pocket. In other words, when the victim consumed the poison, he must have been left alone. Alone in his inferior soap from whence wafted an inferior scent. And with that acrid aroma lingering in the air, the victim met his end in tragic solitude. He can take comfort only in the fact that his soul was well cleansed in the way here to the hereafter. Conclusion, no possible perpetrator present. Thus concludes the final act of Sherlock Holmes' great deduction. Like, the soap looked like ice cream and macarons and stuff. Like, why do you want me not to eat that? There's just one thing, Mr. Sholmes. You are disposed of identifying just one thing, aren't you, Mr. Naruhodo? Pray, what concerns you? Well, no matter how hungry he was, do you really think this man would have eaten soap? It's quite apparent that this man had barely a penny to his name. It's a curious thing, but to one so destitute, soap can suddenly appear quite irresistibly appetizing. Even if you aren't, honestly. Because of my... Refer to my whole rant from earlier. How extraordinary! In truth, I have tried... In truth, I have tried a little soap myself in the past. You've eaten it, you mean? My dear fellow, it was some time ago now. My postulation was that it would cleanse my gut. And did it? As I writhed in agony on the floor and split the contents of my stomach, yes, I believe it did. The experience taught me a valuable lesson. Soap is quite poisonous. It has an unpleasant taste that leads to great discomfort. In summary, I cannot recommend it. Believe me, I wouldn't eat it even if you did. There's something that troubles me as well, actually. Oh, what's that? It's Mr. Natsume. Ah! I couldn't help noticing him shuddering and quivering out of the corner of my eye. Almost as if Mr. Sholmes' deductions touched the nerve somehow. Nonsense! Well, that clenched teeth episode didn't last. I think, judging by Mr. Natsume's reaction, the great detective's deductions may need some gentle corrections in order to reach the actual truth. Man, we've been reaching a truth a lot lately. Yes, Mr. Sholmes' observations and deductions are sometimes a little too sharp. Has a tendency to hit the nail on the side of the head and drive it in an obtuse angle. When he does that, it falls to us to straighten things out. Alright then, let's see what we can do. Yes, we must pick out the key words in Mr. Sholmes' quite brilliant deductions, and discreetly exchange them for something that makes a little more sense. If we can do that, I'm sure we'll arrive at what Mr. Sholmes meant to say in the first place. In that case, are you ready for the second performance of the day? Once again, my dear fellows, for your continued delight and wonder, let the curtain rise for Sherlock Sholmes' Logic and Reasoning Spectacular, Act 1. Careful observation of the victim reveals to us the events that is... Okay, I've already read this. Wait, how do I... Well, you can't deny that a fork implies the man was eating something, or about to eat something. Yes, that's true. If I were to decide to eat some soap, I should prefer to use a fork than to attempt it with chopsticks. And of course, only half the bar of soap is left on the plate. But might there not be some other explanation? Something material that proves whether or not the man really ate some soap. Wait a minute, is it actually soap though? Like, I'm starting to... I don't know, I feel like this isn't soap. Wait a minute, other piece of soap. Wait, this is actually soap? Look, there's more soap on the floor here. Mr. Shamspeare must have really loved this stuff. If he ate the soap, then why is it on the ground? Let's not jump to conclusions, Mr. Naruhodo. Look closely at the soap. Do you see that it would fit together perfectly with the half bar on the table? What the? How can that be? I think that there are two halves of the same bar that broke apart. I suppose you'd eat soap with a fork. Eating soap with a fork. You shouldn't eat soap full stop. But then why? What does the man have a fork in his hand? Oh dear. I understand your frustration, Mr. Naruhodo, but please don't take it out on me. The point is, if we decide the man used his fork to eat the soap, we wouldn't be changing Mr. Sholmes' deduction, so we really ought to consider some other clues. Alright, well, there's one more thing too. Do you think he was drinking tea with his soap? The cup's empty, so there's no way of knowing. Ah, how about this for the idea? Perhaps the cup was full of water and he was dissolving soap in it so he could gulp down his... Please remember that he may not have actually been the soap lover. The soap... I'm not sure why that's funny to me. The soap lover he's been made out to be. Okay, but like, can't I pick the other soap? Could it be that the man was about to eat it? Of course! The other piece of soap reveals the answer. It being the other blah 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 yada yada. I've already read Mr. Sholmes' part. In short, the victim was not eating soap at all. Bro said... Bro was cursing, so they needed to clean his mouth. But it's obvious, relief or known deaths of hunger could drive any man to attempt to eat soap. Even I, with my unquestionable thirst for practical knowledge, took only a single bite. Brother. How the man was poisoned because there's no sign of any food on the table. Bro's gonna have me forever remembered as the guy who ate soap and died. Truly a dignified fate. An excellent observation, Mr. Naruhodo, and one that furnishes us with the answer we seek. For London's foul soap is besmirched by foul poison. Yes, the victim's life was claimed by poison that tainted the contents of the plate. Mr. Sholmes is still pushing the soap argument then. Perhaps he's suggesting the man licked the soap rather than ate it? If soap in London is that poisonous, I don't think I want to be washing my hands with it. Or washing your stuff with it. But there are no signs of any food in this room at all. Of course, food isn't the only thing that passes people's lips, isn't it? Yes, a Western vessel for the serving of infusions of dried tea leaves. It's a teacup, Mr. Naruhodo, as you well know. Stop putting on airs. And it's empty. Ah, so we've already established that the victim wasn't eating soap when he died. However, there's significant evidence to suggest that he was drinking tea. My thoughts exactly. Wait, is there anything else I can look at? Mouthwash is invented in 1892. People in 1891. If the victim didn't eat the soap, then what did he eat? Yes, it's a real mystery, isn't it? Ah, I've got it! He wasn't interested in eating the soap at all. It was a fork. Mr. Naruhodo, I really don't think it's helpful to continue with this. A phrase like that the gentleman had peculiar taste. Susato-san has such a gentle way with words that I know when I've been told off. I can only go this far. Yes, the victim's life was claimed by poison that tainted the teacup. Indeed, cups have been the vessel of choice of practicing poisoners over the centuries. And it would appear that this victim drank every last drop. There's no more sign of food anywhere in the room. Which leads us to the immutable conclusion. Hello, Isang. This is the Great Ace Attorney. The cause of death was clearly intoxication due to the ingestion of poison contained in this teacup. Poison in the tea. But then why is the soap on the table? Can we just, like, can we just... Can we answer that question? Ah, the Western vessel for infused hot drinks again. It's already featured heavily in our deduction so far. Yes, well, we can imagine that shortly before his death, Mr. Shakespeare was having a drink of tea. There would be nothing remarkable about that. But what troubles me is Mr. Natsume's reaction when he heard Mr. Sholmes suggest it. There's more to this deduction than it seems. We must closely examine the scene of the crime again for some more clues. Alright, let's look around. How do I move stuff around? It's another Western vessel for infused. It's a teacup! And it too is empty. Given he is actually holding this one in his hand, we can assume that this is the cup from which Mr. Shakespeare is actually drinking. But if that's the case, this changes everything. Everything we've deduced up to now is turned on its head. I have a bad feeling about this. I almost don't want to say it. Yes, I know exactly how you feel. Did the man dine and die alone? This other teacup suggests the answer. Yes, there were 2 teacups in this room all along. Ah! In other words, this is a strong indication that at the victim's last supper, there was a guest present. At the very least, we can say now with certainty that somebody else was here in this room last night taking tea with the victim. What are you talking about? Utterly, unbelievably, unjustly unreasonable! To draw a conclusion on such meager evidence would be foolish, however, certainly. In which case, what more can we deduce about this possible guest at the table? Well, allow me to lift the veil of that, my dear fellow. Do you mean to say you knew exactly who was in this room at the time of the victim's death? Can someone invent a bot that pulls your pants up after you die? But then how would they know that you're dead? Indeed, what reveals the answer is the broken lock. I'm not sure I like where this deduction is going. I'm afraid it's too late to go back to the halcyon days of eating too much soap. I don't know if it's just like my laugh muscles or if I genuinely find this funny, but I don't know. The mention of eating soap just seems to be pretty amusing right now. Just had some water. It's something I have a very, very bad feeling about. Well, you can try to ignore your feelings, but we can't ignore the truth, Mr. Naruhodo. No, I suppose not. Time to look around again. The broken lock. Well, let's have a look-see here first. Oh dear, that latch is most definitely broken, isn't it? The door was kicked in by Mr. Natsume, according to what Mr. Garadub told the inspector. Who knew his short, thin little legs had so much strength in them? I'm not sure the length of his legs is in any way significant here. Perhaps this says more about the poor state of the door than about Mr. Natsume's strength, actually. What if they deduce that the robot killed you while trying to pull your pants down? Well, then well, yeah, that's gonna be faulty. That's probably gonna result in a couple lawsuits. I don't know. Can this broken lock really tell us anything about who was here? Empty bottle, pile of books, wait, there's a candle. Even Mr. Shakespeare didn't eat candles, it seems. We've already established that he didn't eat soap either. Ah, do you think that perhaps the guest brought this candle here last night? Even if he or she did, does it reveal anything about the guest's identity? Good point. There goes my idea. Stuffed out like that candle will be. If you sigh so deeply, Mr. Naruhodo, you're in danger of blowing out the flame. Wait a minute, wait a minute. I can't study the glasses. Let's look at the books. At first glance, it seems like the only things in this book are the makeshift stage and the costumes. I overlooked these 3 books initially. I wonder what they are. Let's see. The titles read... The Picture of Monsieur Lecoq, Canterbury Yearnings, and A Meal for Gabriel. Wait, I'm sure I've heard those titles before. It could just be an incredible coincidence, but they're the exact same 3 books that Mr. Natsume purchased the other day. What? Yes, on the day of the unfortunate incident when Miss Green was stabbed. Sasaki-san had just been to a bookshop and bought them, that's right. And now those 3 titles are here in the room of the victim. Yet, Mr. Natsume claims never have been here before. Wait, what does this mean, you think? I really don't know what to make of it. Pile of familiar books. We're getting serious now. It's empty. Empty of liquid, but full of air. That makes you think, doesn't it? It makes you think that you're full of hot air. We should be thinking about who else was in the room at the time. Bother. Susato-san's quip in response was cleverer than my original riddle. Well, I suppose that Naruhodo seems to be a glass half full kind of guy. Or a glass full kind of guy. In the future, love between man and robot will become common. Well, as somebody from the future, I can tell you that, I can tell you that that's quite the... that is indeed the case. Anyway, so... yeah, I think there's only one conclusion that we can draw here. And it's not a very pretty conclusion. Yeah, yeah, this is something. Although, in my time of the future, it seems to be, like, pretty normal at this point. Wait a minute, about the gay robots. There was, like, this, gay robot novel that became popular on Tumblr. I'm not sure if, like, I'm not sure if my metric of popular is really all that accurate, but I've... there was this Tumblr post that went semi-viral about, like, this gay robot novel. Anyway. I think if you look up, like... I'm not sure what the search... I'm not sure what the search here is, but, basically, it features, I think it was, like, I think it's, like, a man from the future in a skin-tight suit, and a male-looking robot with, interestingly shaped arms. So, people were... So like, I happened to run across... Okay, this post apparently had 85,000 notes on Tumblr, so I'm guessing it was pretty popular. Yeah, I'm not sure if looking up Tumblr gay robot novel will bring up the post that I was talking about. Like, its arms were... they looked... yeah, they looked sort of... phallic, I believe is the word. Kinda like that F1 car, yeah. Okay, I'll present the familiar book so that we don't dwell on this topic. Indeed, what reveals the answer, of course, is the pile of familiar books. Quite so, it's no mere coincidence that these 3 titles are here in this room. It's the link to the truth. Ah! Mr. Natsume, you purchased these books 4 days ago at a second-hand bookshop. That's a coincidence. In that case, you'll be able to bring the same 3 titles from your own room, will you not? This very moment. Uh-oh, Mr. Natsume. No, never! Non-negotiable! If you can't bring your own copies here, it proves that these 3 books are in fact yours. Having purchased the books 4 days ago and returned to your lodgings, you were arrested the very next day. So you could conceivably have brought the books here on that evening, but you never mentioned that. In other words, you could only have brought these 3 books here to the victim's room. Last night, having returned to your lodgings after the trial concluded at the Old Bailey. In short, there is only one possible conclusion. The victim died here in this room last night as a result of poisoning. And that same night, the victim had a visitor. And the visitor was you, Mr. Sasaki Natsume. Uh-oh. This concludes the final act of Herlock Sholmes' great deduction. But like, no, he couldn't possibly have done this, couldn't he? But then, like, he had to kick down the door, remember? Before we are faced with the reality of Mr. Natsume's guilt, I'll just show that, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Yes, this is what the stream is all about. I show memes to you. Me showing memes to you. Anyway, so I'll just... Basically, this is the whole post. I'll probably remove this from the VOD later. I'm not sure, like... Yeah, basically, this is what it looked like. You can immediately see. And then... Okay, apparently, I was volunteering at the book sale and I ran across this and I just... those arms. You're all thinking that, right? I feel like we're all just revolving it in a circle and looking at each other uneasily, like, waiting for someone to finally give in and yell it out in the reply chain. Robo Dildo! He held out as long as he could, I'm sure. Doodlebot, Edward Doodle. Domo arigato fist. Anyway, I'll switch back to our usual thumbnail now. Yeah, I'm actually not really sure, apparently YouTube is kind of strict. So, simply showing this might get me in trouble. So I'll just remove it from the VOD later. It's between you, everybody who is in this stream, and myself. Now back to Sosaki, who is still, tweaking right now. All these robots taking away our jobs. Yeah. Our jobs, like, the types of... our jobs, like, the hands, and the... I'm sorry. I did say that I tried to keep the stream as PG as possible, but sometimes the conversations go in non-PG directions. Anyway, Not again, not again, not again! Not again! Well then, Mr. Natsume. It would appear you're going to have to accompany me down to the yard again. But wait! Hold your horses! Yes! Door! Key! Locked! Entry! Exit! Entirely! Impossible! He's so flustered he's even being stranger than normal. Wait, you think that's an alibi? You could have just made a copy. What? You live in the same building after all. After all, you had plenty of opportunity, I'm sure. But... Misery me! Sorry, sir, you'll get your chance to give your side of the story later. The facts speak for themselves, Mr. Mustache. You! He really has found himself an arch rival now, hasn't he? Welcome, student Naruhodo Esquire! I never imagined I'd be in this position again, but... You have to help me! Please! Please! I'm innocent! Alright, I understand. We'll come to your cell later and talk about it. And one more thing. Oh, yes? My poor little kitty cat. Please give him his breakfast for me! And so, his evil curse still apparently unbroken, Sasuke-san found himself once again the prime suspect in the case of murder. Well, I can't show, I'm not showing them right now, but according to my YouTube analytics, I have, most of my views are 18 and older. Like, of course, people could probably have lied about their age to sign up for a YouTube account, but according to my YouTube analytics, most viewers are, you know, grown adults. And I suppose that all of you are grown adults as well, right? Probably not without our, You're 11 and driving a motorcycle? Yeah, sure, whatever. Like, you're always talking about how your motorbike is breaking down. I'm pretty sure somebody who's 11 can't drive a motorbike. As free of a spirit as you may be, I'm pretty sure you can't... I'm pretty sure you're not, you can't even drive a motorbike. Have you forgotten what the inspector mentioned before? It was the landlord, Mr. Garadub, who discovered Mr. Shamspear. Ah, Mr. John Garadub, yes. I expect I could find him in his sitting room on the top floor as usual. Right, we must remember to go and talk to him later then. Let's move. A new location has been added. Briar Road, Mr. Garadub's room, prison. I'm officially in my 20s. Yeah, sounds about right. I'm a dinosaur. What kind? What kind of dinosaur are you? I can't believe I have an actual one typing in my chat. How are you even? I guess you're not a T-Rex then, given that you're able to type messages into a keyboard. Or maybe you're using text-to-speech, who knows? Maybe you're a velociraptor, because velociraptors are smart. I'm not actually sure if velociraptors are smart. Maybe Jurassic Park has just been feeding us propaganda. A T-Rex and arm extensions. I'm an amoeba. Okay, next. 21st of February, the Garadeb's room. Okay, before we continue this, I'm gonna get some water because my jug is finally running out. So, I'll see you guys after I am done with this, water refill. Also, maybe I'll get some snacks. Wait, before I go, I'm gonna let some background music play. We're here because Mr. Garadeb was one who discovered the incident this morning, don't forget. Oh hey, he's cleaned up. Like, his room was kinda messy the last time we got here, and now he's organized everything. Or maybe it's because his wife isn't angry at him now. Anyway, yeah. I'm gonna go get some water. Oh, I have returned. Went to fill my water and eat some food. And now that I am back from filling water and eating food, yeah, let's, yeah, I went on a wondrous journey to the springs of Mount Fuji just to fill my bottle of water. Or, because we're playing a game that's set in England, my Yes, good morning, sir. Thank you for your cooperation in court yesterday. It was quite a trial. As much for Mr. Gardup as anyone, really. Came straight back here after all that business at the Bailey yesterday. Didn't expect to wake up to more Bali nonsense this morning. I wonder if you wouldn't mind telling us exactly what happened? Yes, I suppose you'd like to know all about that dead loss of an actor chap found in the garden floor room. Those were exactly Inspector Gregson's words, weren't they? Alright, let's ask him about stuff. Must have been a real shock for you this morning. I hear that you discovered what happened. Ah, well, that hopeless actor chap rises at 5 o'clock sharp every morning without fail. But at 5:30 this morning, he still hadn't lit the gas. So I went down and knocked on his door, but no Bali answer. And that's when you broke into his room by kicking down the door. Well, I called on that rum-looking Japanese chap to do the grunt work, of course. Wasn't it a little premature to kick the door down? The man could have just overslept by half an hour. That's very true, Mr. Naruhodo. If 30 minutes oversleeping warranted such behavior, I'd have to kick down your door every morning. Well, you know, better to be safe than sorry and all that. Is it just me, or is he avoiding our gaze now all of a sudden? Except that it was a sorry situation indeed that you found on the far side of the door. Victim's name is Mr. Shamspear, I believe. Is that right? Yes, William Shamspear. Took the ground floor room 3 months ago now. We ran into him, like, the last case. Like, it was just like, ah ha ha ha. Yeah, Sasuke Natsume lives here, yeah? And how would you describe him? In a word, destitute. Destitute? Well, let's face it, the only redeeming feature of that room is the cheap rent. Anyone wanting to live in a place like that is either broke or has a bally screw loose. So hard to choose which category Sasaki-san would fall into. Saving up for Dragon Ball Xenoverse and Sparking Zero. The only issue with Sparking Zero is that its newest DLC is $30. $30 whole dollars, huh? Anyway, yeah, I'm trying to hold off on buying games now because I would rather focus on the games that I already have. Like, because I've already bought so many that I... Yeah, I've already bought so many games that I would, like, you know, it's getting kind of ridiculous. I have, like, a heck of a backlog in my Steam library. He was doing research as well. Research? Into what? Shakespeare, of course. Shakespeare! Read a few plays of the old bard myself, you know. Romeo and Hamlet. Ah, Romeo and Hamlet. My favorite Shakespeare play. I also like, Actually, now that I think about it, there aren't a lot of... Okay. There aren't a lot of, like, Shakespeare plays with people's names in there. I was gonna say, like, I'm just gonna try to mix King Lear and Richard III, but, like, Richard III was already a king, so... Yes, William Shakespeare is England's most highly regarded classical playwright and author. He's known as Sao in Japanese, you know, and many of his works have already been translated. It seems incredible that Shakespeare was shortened to Sao, though. Someone was too heavy-handed there. There were a lot of costumes in the victim's room, actually, weren't there? Of course, Mr. Natsume is a scholar of English literature as well. I imagine he and Mr. Shamspeare would have had much in common. Shakespeare interpretation disagreement leads to shocking murder. Let's hope it's not that. Mr. Nanohodo, really? How rude! Yesterday's events. After Mr. Natsume's trial yesterday, you came straight back here, I believe, didn't you? Did you notice anything strange between them then and this morning? Based on Marvel Comics, Storm apparently doesn't like Spider-Man. Huh. Does anybody like Spider-Man? I mean, like, you know, to me, when I think of Spider-Man, I think of a guy that's very likable. Like, somebody that's just... somebody that, you know, is friendly to everybody and gets along with a lot of people. But then also, like... about, like, I don't know, the only one that doesn't like Spider-Man is probably the universe itself, because, like, that guy is always going through some bad luck, apparently. Snow was coming down rather heavily, as I remember, and it was completely dark already. That failed actor chap was out time. Mr. Garrett noticed that there was no light from his room or something, I suppose. We need an hour of hot take stream. I don't have many hot takes. Like, I feel like my opinion aligns with a lot of most people's. But then I don't know. People already take issue with my pronunciation of GIF. Even if you're on the same team doesn't mean you get along with everybody. True. Although, yeah, people already take issue with my pronunciation of GIF. So maybe there are other things you might take issue on. You mean GIF? Hot takes usually are food related. I mean, like, whether you like hot food or cold food, that's a hot take. Suppose he met his end sometime after that. I was asleep by then, so I'm rather in the dark here. Well, thank you. That was very illuminating. Well, I don't think he can really tell us much right now. You were up here in your room all evening, as if I've understood correctly. Remind me to send some GIFs for Xmas. Dang it, that's every single time. I mean, you could probably blame the English language for, like... Yeah, you could probably blame the English language for the inconsistent pronunciation of letters. And most chief of here, the letter G. I mean, this guy's not Mr. Jaredum now, is he? Then, how is it that you seem to know? The precise movements of your tenant in the ground floor, I mean. Huh? That's a very good point. I can't imagine that you could hear noises from the ground floor all the way up here. Does this old man like to spy on his tenants? Is that it? I say, I know what you're thinking. It's a bloody outrage. I'm ex-military, don't you know? I don't go around spying on my tenants. Why would I? And how did you know, Mr. Garadeb? It's the gas woman. The gas tells me everything. The gas? Speaking gas. What on earth do you mean, sir? How can the gas tell you anything, let alone everything? Well, as you're probably aware, the gas is supplied to the building by pipes. Yes, I'd more or less worked that out. How the heck is Kansas and Arkansas pronounced differently? Yeah, it's like that Vine. Why is this one Kansas, but this one is not Arkansas? America, explain, what do you mean, Arkansas? Yeah, like, if you... Yeah, that's a pretty confusing. Every room in this building is connected by a single pipe to the gas main outside, and the gas company supplies gas to properties via the main. Yes, I understand that too. Let me see if I can explain. Let's say I was to light the gas lamps up here. What do you suppose would happen? Well, obviously the room would get brighter. Ah, so it's like their electricity. Exactly, but at the same time, the lights in all the other rooms of the house would dim for a moment. What? They dim? Why? Perhaps it's because when you light a gas lamp, use more gas than usual, and that reduces the amount of gas in the pipe for other lamps that are connected to it. That might explain why the other lamps dim momentarily, mightn't it? James. James defines as plural. But then James could be like, I don't know. Like, James is a proper noun that refers to one person. Is that supposed to happen, though? It sounds rather undesirable. Jolly good point. Fact is, the gas company's pipes in these parts are pretty hopeless, long worn out, and barely got any gas in them to start with. Opposite's also true, of course. Extinguish the lamps up here and they glow brighter in the rest of the house. Ah, right, I see. So by watching the flickering of the lamps in one room, you can determine what's happening elsewhere. You've got it. Oh, of course, because when people come back home in the evening and before they go to sleep at night, what they're guaranteed to do is either light or put out their lamps and fires. Clever. In point of fact, the room on the ground floor and the one above it use slightly different amounts of gas. By watching the lights in here closely, I can work out almost exactly what's going on in the whole house. Gosh! That's fascinating, Mr. Garadeb. Absolutely fascinating. Oh, well, nothing to it, really. And I can't really see that it's going to help us with the case either. What I'd like to know is why Mr. Garadeb is so interested in what his tenants are up to in the first place. I feel like there's more to it than idle curiosity. Okay, let's look around. Ah, those enormous porter shells. It's quite something seeing them up close, isn't it? Didn't it say something about firing them into the barracks, Mr. Garadeb? Ah, you remember, do you? Just a little mishap that occurred during training one day. What are you doing firing on your own men? The captain bellowed at me. I'm not surprised. A little mishap doesn't really do it justice, doesn't it? Well, one has these little incidents when one's a hot-headed young private. Perhaps I should put evidence that resulted from one of my little mishaps on display. Oh, does the great lawyer, like the great detective, want to exhibit some trophies of his finest moments? Yeah, we could bring, like, I don't know, the shards of glass that... the shards of glass that Van Siax leaves around the courtroom, I guess. Like, I'm thinking, what could Ryunosuke bring to, maybe Iris could make something, like the blood tester. Maybe we could keep Iris's blood tester, but then she might also need to use it. Maybe, like, some pieces of evidence. Hey, what about the carriage? The carriage from the first case, I mean, the third case, technically, but, like, the first case since arriving here. I mean, yeah, the first case since arriving in London. So, we could just bring the whole carriage. Display it. Yeah, you see? Or the fork. Or like the knife or the gun from the very first case in Japan. Like, all he needs is a nuclear warhead. We know what that screen is hiding now. The aftermath of the fiery altercation the other day. Don't suppose I'll be able to clear that mess up for some time now. Oh dear, this must be a very difficult situation for you. I'll say, people talk about twists of fate and whatnot. But this is a twist and a half! A rotten show all around. He's clearly struggling with everything that's happened. Well, we could look at the fire. Nothing particular of note. Okay. The missing candle, the desserts from the last time, all the broken stuff. Oh, I thought that story was going in a different direction, actually. Hello, chat. Here are my top 10 case-winning hacks. Number 1, nuclear warhead. Instant win. Follow for more hacks. How would you secure a nuclear warhead? Ah, That's not what a lawyer who often finds himself under fire wants to hear. That's an impressive collection of cakes in that fancy silver cake stand there. I feel sure that it was full of cakes when we first investigated in here as well. Yes, quite right. Haven't touched it since. Haven't done much at all, really, since it happened. Time's rather stood still for me, you know. Oh! Time has stood still? Now that's an interesting phrase. I might be able to use that excuse when I'm next supposed to be tidying the office. You could just tidy up, Mr. Naruhodo. Very dashing in your uniform there. Ah, that old portrait, eh? Drawn by an art student who used to rent the room downstairs. Oh, you look so wonderfully young and courageous and strong. Yes, well, the chap presented it to me one day and asked if I'd let him off the month's rent in return. Oh, I see. So, you did, presumably? I jolly well did not. Oh. A portrait's a portrait, but rent is rent. Huh? And yet it's still there proudly on the wall. Wait, maybe the books? A copy of Fran's magazine! The Adventures of Herlock Sholmes is being read all over London. Isn't it wonderful? Naturally, one asks oneself if such a singular detective could really exist. But having met the chap, it's undeniable. He is most certainly singular. Singularly dangerous. Hold on a second, I'll be right back. Oh, I've returned. Nothing happened. I thought that somebody was trying to enter the room, but I ended up yeah, there's nobody there. So, but then because the door was opening, and I thought hey, maybe there might be somebody. But then apparently that was in fact not the case. There was in fact nobody. So. Make no mistake, Mr. Naruhodo. I intend to stuff out the sort of public opinion we just heard personally. I'm starting to see where Mr. Sholmes' untainted reputation comes from now. Imagine a world without lawyers. There's a single apron drying on that enormous cannon-shaped clothes horse. Look! No, Mr. Naruhodo, it's a real cannon. I knew that. I was just testing you. Piece of history that has seen plenty of action on the battlefield, I can tell you. Now the old girl and I are just enjoying the peace and quiet of retirement together. And of course, she'd come in handy if the enemy decided to launch an attack again. Is there a war going on that I don't know about? I think I've pretty much... For distinguished participation, if you remember. Yeah, I remember. Because I remember thinking even I might stand a chance of picking up honors like that. Wouldn't know to look at me now, perhaps, but I had my devil-may-care days, you know? Devil-may-care? What did you get up to? Well, all in the past now, of course. And best left there. Best not. I want to know now. Okay, there's only a few things to investigate here. Oh, the window. And the pavement where poor Miss Green was struck in the back by that knife. Thinking about it, this is the only room in the building that actually has a window to the outside world. Sometimes Great Britain really does seem like a strange land, doesn't it? I suppose all foreign culture seems strange at first. Imagine how an Englishman would feel on arriving in Japan and seeing people chun a top knot. Well, that's a good point. That's your military uniform, isn't it? I don't know if anything here is gonna help us out. Well, it might suit Lord Van Zieks, perhaps. An overly ostentatious outfit like this could be just what he needs. Very tactful, Miss Susato. Very tactful indeed. Alright, let's go back. Let's go, to Briar Road. Let's see what there is to look at. The bicycle. There always seems to be a bicycle outside the Garda residence. I read that bicycles are extremely popular all over Great Britain at the moment, in fact. That one seems very warped though, especially the front wheel. Is that to make it more of a challenge to ride? No, I'm afraid that may be a result of the rider's incompetence. For the front wheel to be so badly warped, I'm afraid the rider may have been similarly afflicted. Then there's a good chance Mr. Natsume has been practicing on this bicycle, I think. Oh dear, I fear you may be right. There's something green out here. Window text. And imagine how slow transport was back in the day. Well, they did say that it took 20 minutes to ride a carriage all the way to the hospital. Getting to a town would take half a day of walking. I mean, you don't have to walk. You could get like a cab or their equivalent of a cab, like a horse-drawn taxi. Like a horse-drawn taxi, like in the first one. Like in the other case from before, so, and just make out the Crystal Tower being built. Ah, the Crystal Tower! The centerpiece of the Great Exhibition is to open in 6 months' time. Everyone's talking about the Great Exhibition of London at the moment, it seems. Well, it's to be the largest event of its kind anywhere in the world, with technology and scientists from all over. I can't wait for it myself. Do you think visiting students from the Far East like us will be granted entry? The last great exhibition that was held in London had more than 6 million visitors, it seems. And this time, the British are determined to make it an even bigger success to outdo the Paris Exposition. I see. That's an incredible number of people. And with so many people expected to attend, we should easily be able to slip in unnoticed. There's always the honest approach of buying tickets at the main entrance. Oh, a snowman! I guess somebody built this snowman on some sort of pedestal, don't you think? That's not a pedestal. That's part of the snowman's body. Really? But it already has a perfectly good body. Well, it's true that British snowmen are usually made with 2 balls of snow. Perhaps this is a foreigner. And now we're looking at him as if he's strange. Poor man. I know how he feels. If anything, it's Japanese and British 2-ball snowmen that are the strange ones, isn't it? After all, real people do have 3 sections: head, torso, and legs. Do you ever think that perhaps you think about things too much? Yeah, like, if you look at the... Like, emojis are Japanese. So if you look at the snowman emoji, it's got, like, 2 sections. Maybe there's somebody, maybe there's an American living here that built the snowman like this? Okay, let's look around. There's nowhere else to look at. 21st February, local prison. Wait, Mr. Natsume isn't here. Okay, we need to investigate a bit more in the victim's room. Let's look around. Look at these extravagant, bright costumes. Somehow they look out of place in this room with its grim, shady goings-on. The sign said William Robbins. It's Robin Williams backwards. Oh, this one looks like a king's attire. A king? I've always dreamt of being a king. Oh, I think you'd be more suited to a feudal lord, a daimyo or such like. With a chonmage top knot, every Japanese man wishes he had a chonmage. Oh, you'd look wonderful with one, and you already have the sword. Can you imagine what would happen if I walked around the streets of London with a chonmage and a sword? Wait, there's something here. There's not much on these shelves, is there? Just this wine glass and bottle. And both of them are cracked. Yes, not much use, are they? What's the matter? Oh, I was just reminded of the Reaper, that's all. Prosecutor Lord Van Zieks? Yes, he's so reckless with his wine glasses. I was thinking it's so wasted that he should donate some to the needy. You can suggest it next time we meet. Yeah, like, imagine being... I was just thinking about this earlier. Like, imagine being the janitor at the courtroom after a case is finished. And then he's like... And then you're over there with your little broom and you're like, dang it! And then your mop and it's like, I have to clean up all these wine stains and broken glass bits. Oh my gosh, there's still broken glass here from, like, previous trials. Yeah, it must be real annoying. And then, like, all the other stuff that people keep bringing in. I think there's, like... And then he's always doing that thing where he puts his... Ow! He's always doing that thing where he puts his leg up and he doesn't even take his shoes off. So you have to clean dust off the table. Anyway, enough about cleaning. Let's look at stuff. Another disproportionately large machine. This looks like a meter of some kind. Ah, this is a gas meter, I think. It seems that in this district, residents pay for gas as they use it with coins. Ah, I see. Yes, now you pointed it out. I can see there's a slot here that looks just like it would take a coin. So you mean if you put a coin in here? That's right. That would buy you about 2 hours of gas for lights and heating. So, if you were a poor person with no money, you'd have to sleep in the freezing cold? Yes, or if you were a scatterbrain with no change because you forgot to exchange your money at the bank. Thank goodness there's no meter in our office. If you're a serial gossiper, being a janitor in the court must be a dream. Once you're done cleaning up all the broken glass, then you can probably be like, hey, guess what happened in court today? Oh my, like, there was this guy, and then... It was him! He poisoned the water, y'all! Some sort of makeshift stage, I think. Where does the audience sit, though, for the nightly Shakespeare performances? Actors aspiring to be the great stage must practice their art with or without an audience. In fact, on a related note, perhaps you should set up a mock bench for the defense in your office. What? Then you could practice your art every single day. I'll think about it. If you promise to don a beard and play the role of the judge. Well, if that would help you achieve your goal. This I have to see. Maybe like the janitor is interviewed by the news. Okay, the lamp. This is a gas wall light, isn't it? It must be connected to a gas pipe in the wall. Gas lights, gas stoves. London really is a city of gas. Now I think about it, Mr. and Mrs. Garrett had an open fire in the top floor, didn't they? Oh yes, you're right. I don't recall seeing a gas stove up there. Well, I much prefer a real fire anyway. It's so much cozier. Anyway, is there a boarded up window? You can focus more on the dead body. You suppose it was a very painful death being poisoned as he was? I don't know. All we could do now is hope that he'll be reborn to a better life. Yes, I suppose you're right. I wonder. Do you think that putting our hands together in a Japanese prayer will help a British soul? Sorry? I made sure I had a reference at the ready for just such an occasion as this, actually. city of gas, their main diet must be beans. I mean, the food that is usually associated with Brits is, like beans on toast, right? So, that would definitely result in some gas. The Beginner's Guide to Praying to the Departed, the British way. Really? There are books like that? One moment. There's quite a spine in that book, isn't there? Does Susato just carry around all her books? Ah, one of the teacups that Mr. Shamspear and his guests drank from last night. But don't go drinking from them, Mr. Naruhodo. There's bitter poison inside. I'm not planning on drinking any, don't worry. Anyway, the cups are both empty. That's true. So one was Mr. Shamspear's, and the other must be the cup that Mr. Natsume was drinking from. But Sasaki-san wasn't poisoned, of course. Perhaps we should take these so we can examine them in more detail later. The pair of teacups has been entered into the court record. Okay, let's look at the cups. This is the teacup from which Mr. Natsume was drinking. Yes, unlike the other one, the inside of the cup is completely clean. I suppose he must have drunk the contents before the tea had a chance to leave a mark. Oh, he's gulped it down too. Sorry, Mr. Naruhodo. Well, if you just sip it little by little, it goes cold. Clearly, I shall have to instruct you in the proper way to take tea. The details of the pair of teacups have been updated in the court record. Wait, can we get somebody to, Did he clean the cup with soap? Maybe. This must be the cup that Mr. Shakespeare was drinking from then. It's stained on the inside. He does that, I'm afraid. Even green tea. Oh, really? I've never noticed before. You've never noticed? Well, I never leave it in the cup long enough to leave a mark. I like to gulp it down. Drink tea while it's hot. That's the Japanese way, isn't it? Oh dear, so many people seem to have the wrong idea about our culture, and most of them are Japanese! How do you guys drink your tea? Like, okay, usually when I make tea, it's too hot to actually do anything with. Like, if I tried to just gulp it down like Ryonosuke, then I would burn myself. So, what I'm definitely more of a little by little kind of gal, so... I'm not even sure. Okay, if you can find somebody that, like, drinks all the tea in one go... like, hot tea. I guess we're talking about hot tea here. Because I know that, some places, they serve, like, cold tea. So that's safe to drink in one go. In drinks that aren't too hot, then I just tend to drink them all right away. Did he clean the cup with soap? Wait, we're still investigating. Wait, I can't analyze that. Wait, the bottoms look kind of normal. Yeah, I think I've analyzed everything that I could. Wait, there's something down here. What's this? It looks like part of an envelope, I think. Yes, I think you may be right. Perhaps it was torn off while the letter was opened. Is that significant? Well, it's a little out of place. I just drink hot. Sometimes I make the tea and let it cool in the fridge, and because drinking hot tea in summer is basically torturing yourself. There's no sign of a letter or the rest of the envelope, in fact, is there? Ah, she's right. And yet, here we have the torn off end of an envelope. It just strikes me as unusual. I agree, we'd better take this just in case. The torn off end of the envelope has been entered into the court record. Let's have a close look at that one. Whoever opened this envelope didn't bother with a letter opener or scissors, didn't they? Yes, whoever opened it was clearly someone with an unrefined temperament. And judging from the angle of the rip here, the person in question must have been right-handed. Miss Susato, I think perhaps somebody's been reading too much of the adventures of Sherlock Holmes. You can never read too much of it, Mr. Naruhodo, never! Maybe something's written down? Okay, there's not much else to analyze here. I just made make a liter of spearmint tea with some lemon and honey. Let it cool in the fridge before filling it in a bottle. I don't usually make cold tea because the tea I drink isn't usually meant to be taken cold. Making people pay for the number of windows they had in a property, it's extraordinary. Like, usually when I make tea, it's just like chamomile. Sometimes I'll try to make milk tea, but I don't have the right tea for it at the moment. I haven't had the right tea for it in a while, actually. Like, because usually milk tea, like the boba and milk tea that you see is made out of black tea. But I don't have any. Oh, some of the bricks in this are loose. Oh yes, it looks as though an amateur has broken out a few of them. Why is there soap? Was it Mr. Shamspear who did it, being the lodger renting this room? Ah, look at this, Mr. Naruhodo. On the outside, there's a little ledge. And there's something on it. What, outside? Ah, it's so cold outside. Can feel it through this gap. It did snow all last night. It would be cold. But more importantly, what is it on the ledge out there? What are those snow-covered lumps? It's more bars of soap. Wait, why is he hoarding soap? Maybe he really does like to eat soap. Bars of soap lined up outside the window. I think perhaps we should take one. There are two after all. Oh dear. I suppose we could. Oh, what's this? Look here at this soap. Ah! Do you see? In the middle there? There's a patch that's different color. It's sort of transparent, but some sort of fancy design, I suppose. Only in Great Britain. Looks like the Hinamaru flag of Japan, doesn't it? How wonderful! Probably a very expensive brand. Expensive? Then what's it doing in this ramshackle old room? A cheap bar of soap that was discovered just outside Mr. Shamspear's window. It's one of two that was found there. Looks like you're having a good snoop around, eh? Inspector Gregson! Back so soon? After I threw that little Japanese fella in the clink, I went and reported this in the investigation division. In 5 minutes' time, this place will be cordoned off by the yard. Oh, I see. Well, we better be leaving then. Poor Mr. Natsume must be feeling very low being back in the cell again so soon. I'm sure we should probably go. And wait what? What's wrong, Mr. Naruhodo? He's alive! Out, brief candle. Nice but a walking shadow. A poor player. The struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then it's heard no more. Sambong is like a Filipino medicinal tea. Now, how soundeth the next part? It's a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Indeed! Oh, happy day! Wait, he's dead again? Walking Dead! Okay, so, our guy just came back from the dead. Now what? The fella isn't dead at all! What was the nonsense he was saying, though? I think... Yes, it was from William Shakespeare's Macbeth! A soliloquy from Act 5, Scene 5. Shakespeare. So it was. Oh yeah, I read Macbeth at school. But the victim, Mr. William Shakespeare, came back to life. If the man had indeed been poisoned, it transpired that it hadn't killed him. He was taken by emergency carriage to a nearby hospital for treatment. And Inspector Gregson evicted us from the scene of the crime. Whatever that now was. Maybe... Well, now we can ask him if he really did like eating soap. 21st February, Briar Road. Whatever do you think will happen now? Good question. What a strange situation for Mr. Natsume. Arrested for murder, but then the victim comes back to life. I think perhaps the victim was never dead in the first place. It seems very likely that Mr. Shamspear did consume poison as we deducted. But it was an accident, attempted suicide, or attempted murder? Until the truth can be established, I imagine the police will keep Mr. Natsume in custody. I suppose so. Let's hope it doesn't come to anything more than a night in the cells. Oh! What's this? There's a guy! What's that man doing over there? He looks like he's trying to see into Soseki-san's lodgings. Is something wrong, Mr. Naruhodo? Excuse me, could we have a word? Ah! Why is everybody here always JoJo posing? He just ran off. I'm sure we've seen that man somewhere before. Where was it? I do too, but I don't remember. Well, we've done as much investigating here as we can, I think. Perhaps we ought to go to the prison and speak with Mr. Natsume again. Imagine how he'll react to what just happened. Wait, let's look at the court record. I want to look at that soap. Oh! What is it, Mr. Naruhodo? This bar of soap. When we first found it, I could have sworn there was some sort of round disc in this depression just here. A reddish one. Yes, you're right. I remember it too. But now the depression is completely empty. Where could the disc have gone? The details of the bar of soap have been updated in the court record. Why does the soap have... Oh my gosh! Well, perhaps whoever last used... Okay, so the actual explanation is that it was left behind by... Like, something was indented in the soap, but then it fell off. But now, it kind of looks like somebody got a little too curious, so to speak. Anyway, so we have to go see Mr. Natsume. I think this will be the last thing I do on stream because I can't actually do anything. Because, like, you know, if I go through the whole court case now, then we'd be here forever. I'd like to be here forever, but I must go to sleep. You know, sleep is important. I must recharge. Sussy soapy. Speaking of soap carving, I used to follow, like, this YouTube channel that was focused on soap carving. Like, they'd carve, like, fancy shapes into the soap. I wonder if they're still active. They probably are, honestly. Like, there's, last I saw, they did still upload their channel, but pretty infrequently. So, that's what... So, that's what it was. Yeah, so, Sambong isn't readily available in my country, or it's very expensive. Yeah, it tends to be, like, it's more commonplace here in the Philippines. I assume it might be more difficult to find in another country. Anywho, so, yeah, while we're on the topic of Shakespeare, I just wanted to bring this up. So, lately So, one of the things that I've been into lately is, like, French musicals. Yeah, stuff like that. Like, I got curious after finding some cast recordings on YouTube Music. Anyway, so there is a French musical based on Romeo and Juliet. I think it's just straight up called Romeo and Juliet. Romeo et Juliet as the French call it. So they have a, like, there's been some it's shown in different languages, but then I could only find one recording in English. It's okay, so apparently the musical has been translated into many different languages, including Dutch, Italian, Hungarian, Russian, English, German, Spanish, Romanian, Japanese, Korean, Portuguese, and Slovak. So it's about Romeo and Juliet, and they, like, basically the song starts, like, I think one of the songs became, I don't know, semi-viral. I'm gonna have to say semi-viral for a lot of things, because I don't know what actually counts as a metric to be viral on TikTok. But yeah, it got some, thing on TikTok. I don't think a lot of cast recordings are available. I was able to find some in German, and one in English, but the one in English is pretty old, and the translation was not the best. Differences among productions. There's a lot of apparently, like, it differs depending on which you get, like, different songs depending on where you're watching. I saw a clip of an old Figo playing the Ozymandias song was catchy. I'm gonna head to bed. I have a race in the morning. Hey, good luck with your race. Thanks for coming. Anyway, let me look for more cast recordings. Anyway, let's keep going. Let's visit Mr. Natsume in his room. Enough of me yapping about musicals. Amazing Race? Will you see him on TV? Oh, I forgot about the Amazing Race. Like, they used to... Like, reality TV, there used to be a lot of shows. Amazing Race was one of them. Anyway, let's keep going. Look, Mr. Naruhodo. Mr. Natsume, have the police finished questioning you now? Welcome, student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire! It's a league. League of Legends. Nah. Oh, yes? What is he? Tell me, is he a ghost? Is he here to haunt me? Let me guess. You're talking about Mr. Sholmes? He actually calls himself a great detective, Mr. Natsume, not a ghost. But his diabolic deductions, they're not of this world. They've left me. Ah, cursed! I'm cursed, I tell you! Well, that sort of hurts. Credit where credit is due, Mr. Naruhodo. You were heavily involved in the deduction, too. Yes, moving on. You have some wonderful news. Oh? The victim that we all thought was dead has come back to life again. Now, in the absolutely worst case, you could only be tried for attempted murder. That's great, isn't it, Mr. Natsume? It's terrible! Oh, I'm stuck in this cell, suffering for some silly, wrong end of the stick! Did you confess you're a killer? Why the mustache? Constant questions! I'm sorry to hear that. Ah, that selfish shyster! Make up your mind! Are you dead or alive? If you were going to come back to life, why bother dying? Wickedly wishy-washy William! Well, it seems likely that Mr. Shamspear was never actually dead in the first place. Ah, yes, that might make sense, and I'm pleased that he's alive, of course. Our lively debate last night was much fun. I'd be sad to think it was our last. Oh! Oops. Mr. Natsume? Does this mean that you did see the victim last night? You met with Mr. Shamspear, didn't you? Uh-oh! What do you think I am? I am the... Like, he's like, I need the lawyer! I am the lawyer! Anywho. Please, Mr. Natsume, we need to hear from your side of the story. Why am I cursed like this? Alright, we have to ask him about stuff. Can you tell us exactly what happened last night then, Mr. Natsume? There's nothing to tell, but Mr. Naruhoda Esquire, I'm eternally grateful to you for helping me with that accursed case. When you could just lay the blame for a murder on an innocent bystander due to profiling. We didn't have, like, advanced doohickeys back then. What am I saying, we? The case that saw poor Miss Green hospitalized after she ended up with a knife in her back. It's hard to believe that was only yesterday. After the trial was over, I trudged my weary way back to my lowly lodgings, and that evening, at past 9 it must have been, I visited Mr. Shamspear. So you did go to the victim's room, then? As we feared. I didn't do anything wrong! I'd never been to his room before! It was the first time! Then, what made you decide to go? I bumped into him when I arrived back at the house. We got to chatting, and it developed into a discussion. But he had to go out, so I bade him farewell. That ties in with what Mr. Garadab said. But the victim went out and came back after 8. Met again later that evening, and around 9 or just after, when I took him some nice tea I'd brewed as a gift. That was you who brought the tea that had clearly been drunk at the scene, then. Happy birthday, Arl. Well, it's still not my birthday, but thank you. We are Miss Ancient confirmed. I don't know, time travel hasn't been invented yet, not even this far into the future. I mean, like, me broadcasting to you is, something that's at the step of inventing time travel, but we haven't quite gotten there yet, you know? Romeo and Juliet, who was stronger? Wait, like, what are the Romeo and Juliet power rankings? Are Shamspear and, Sasaki power scalers? Are they power scalers? Hey, what if we power scaled Shakespeare characters? I bet that Macbeth could beat up Hamlet. Now, actually, I think Hamlet is younger and also, has been through a lot. Okay, I think Macbeth could beat up Hamlet, yeah. Because Macbeth is, like, a king. And I'm pretty sure he commits murder in the story. Hamlet, I don't think actually commits murder. It's been a while. I haven't actually read Hamlet, honestly. The most I know of what happens in Hamlet is in The Lion King, which is based on Hamlet, but I don't know if they actually make any changes to it. Anyway, yeah, Hamlet doesn't really commit any murder there. If The Lion King is to be believed, Hamlet doesn't commit any murder. I'm pretty sure Macbeth does commit murder. So Macbeth could totally beat up Hamlet. Plus, Macbeth probably has, like, actual combat experience. And also, if you say the name Macbeth, something bad is going to happen. So he has that going for him. Yeah, so that's my conclusion. Macbeth could probably beat up Hamlet. But who could... Romeo and Juliet, who could beat each other up? I don't know. I'm sure. Such a stimulating subject, Shakespeare! And the debate became very heated, so you sucked poison into Mr. Shamspear's tea? No, never! Not at all! Team Juliet won! That was me! And when I left his room... Oh my god, he's a power scaler for Romeo and Juliet! Okay, like, Juliet did actually drink that... Did Juliet actually drink the poison? So she probably could have survived that... So if she survived that poison, then she was probably stronger, you know? Like, Romeo died the moment he took a drink of that poison. Okay, Juliet died by stabbing herself. But then the first time when Romeo thought that Juliet was dead, I haven't actually, I haven't actually read Romeo and Juliet either. I will do further research on this topic later. But I'm pretty sure that, either Juliet might have actually drank that poison and may have survived it, so... Actually, I'm thinking that this might be important later. Let's go. The flamboyant fellow was fighting fit. I swear it, categorically. First existence. Romeo and Juliet read a long stream. Hey, actually, we could probably do that. Like, the works of Shakespeare are public domain, so we could probably do, like, a dramatic reading of Romeo and Juliet. That would be fun. That you have a cursed existence. I'm sure I've mentioned this to you before, but I've been here in Great Britain for a year now, and in that time I've learned that it's no place for me. It can be very trying to live in a foreign land and adapt to the ways of another culture. There are foreigners everywhere I look, and they all stare at me. They all laugh. That's the impression I get whenever I go out. It makes me scared to leave my room. Welcome to the Arabs channel, where you're my deviants and random topics. I mean, I did just show the robot novel earlier. The robot novel meme. Even in my room, I find no respite from my fears. I've moved more times than I can remember, and then 1 week ago, I moved into Briar Road. But why? I mean, why did you choose that place? It doesn't seem very comfortable. Like, giving Juliet Bane voice, that's right. Romeo, oh Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Hey, that's... Although trying to keep up that voice for a very long time might, get kind of annoying. The rent? Obviously, there's a reason why it's cheap. Because the room is cursed. Cursed? The previous occupant, the man who lived there before I took the room, died there. Oh no! He was only a young man, but one morning he was found dead and no one could explain why. Surely no one would want to live in a room with a history like that. I didn't. When the letting agent recommended the place, I wavered. But I want books, and books cost money! A horrible history is a small price to pay! Me with video games. When I realized it would mean I could buy more books, I signed the lease like lightning. Brave or blinkered? Like, this reminds me of this debate that I saw of why people still live in Gotham. Like, somebody brought up that because of all the crime in Gotham, the rent is probably super cheap. So they could probably, like... So they could probably excuse, like, you know, all this other stuff that happens just for living there. So, yeah, like, if living in Gotham meant that I could buy video games, then... Maybe. But after I moved in, I soon came in to realize that I'd done. Use the bat signal when you get a bad gacha roll. I realized how horrible that room's history really was. Gosh, was it really so awful? Horrible history! Horrible Histories mentioned! Horrible Histories was like this British show about history, where historical facts are presented in funny skits. I found a bunch of clips on YouTube of it, and then I got, like... It was one of my favorite things for a while. They have, like, songs about stuff. They have this song about all the English kings and queens. You could probably find it. They also have, like, other songs. I think the songs are the easiest to find. So, yeah, let's continue. How did the room's horrible history affect you, Mr. Natsume? What happened? At first, it was just a feeling. The feeling of beady eyes boring into my back, watching me. Do you think that might just have been your mind playing tricks on you? No, my mind doesn't know any tricks. It was someone else. It's been one long nightmare ever since I was given the keys to the place. A nightmare? You've been having bad dreams, you mean? All the souls who died in that room lean over me in my sleep and try to strangle me. That really is horrible. And now I come to think of it, it happened again last night too. That very same night that Mr. Shamspeare was writhing in agony from the poison in his body, I was on the verge of being suffocated silently by those miserable spirits in my room. You simply must move out of that room as soon as possible. Yes, you're right, I know it, and that's why I'm already searching for the next room with a history to call home. I think perhaps you should try to avoid a combination with any kind of history at all. Otherwise, I'm scared that you yourself may become history. Oh, Susata-san knows how to make the man listen. Of course, Mr. Lord of the Manor is worried about the curse in my room as well. You mean Mr. Garadub? Yes, he knows that if people keep dying there, he'll never be able to rent it out again. Well, that's true. I, for one, wouldn't go near the place. Looking for rooms with history is pretty much just asking to be haunted. Yeah, Mr. Natsume would probably live in Gotham. Even though I don't believe in that stuff. Yeah, I'm not sure how much I believe in being haunted and stuff. Like, I kind of want to see it. Like, I'm kind of fascinated by it. Like, I want to see what living in a supposedly haunted place is like. But I don't think it's actually true that some places are haunted. Anyway, let's continue. The gas, What do you mean he pays so much attention to the gas lamps? Oh dear, no! It's nothing to do with you, Mr. Natsume. Please, forget I said anything. Oh yeah, fun fact. Yeah, I'm giving you this fun fact for free. The term gaslighting came from gas lamps in the olden days, possibly around this time that the game is being taken place in. So, like, you know, sometimes there'd be... I think there's like this movie in which gas lamps are turning off. Gas lamps are turning on and off by themselves, and then like one of the characters in the movie is like, hey, those gas lamps are turning on and off by themselves. And then the other person is like, no, they're not doing that, you're imagining things. So that's the origin of the term gaslighting. Oh, it actually comes from a 1938 play and 1944 film called Gaslight, where that such thing that I described earlier happens. I thought gaslighting was trying to catch gas escaping from someone's body with a flashlight. The More You Know soundtrack. I should get one of those. Like, I should have a soundboard where I play like random stuff. Like, so whenever I share a fun fact, it's like dun 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 dun. Anyway, I'll probably end the stream after this bit. Oh, now you're talking about me behind my back as well. What's important is that Mr. Shamspear isn't in fact dead at all. Once he's come round and he's able to tell us what happened, we'll be able to get you released. Yes, please. Oh, I do hope you're right. Ahem! Excuse me! Oh, it's Mr. Gregson. I thought it was gonna be Mr. Sholmes again. Inspector Gregson! I couldn't help overhearing what you just said, and on that note... I have some good news and some bad news. Oh, what you want first? Always, every time, bad news first. Wait, shouldn't the good news come first? Fun fact, everybody dies. When hope is all you have, hold on to it. That's my guiding principle. Right, well in that case, the good news it is. Huh? Sorry, but it's just a lot easier to explain everything that way. And why do you ask me my preference? Oh my gosh, I hate when people do that. Like, they're like, hey, what do you prefer, this or this? And then I'm just like, oh, maybe this then? And then it's like, well, I'll do this other thing anyway. Well, why you ask me? Just go ahead and do the thing. I downloaded it. My sister used it later and called my mom. Dun, 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 dun. How do you bind that stuff to your keys? As you might have heard, the victim, Mr. Shamspear, was just unconscious. He's come round now. Yes, we saw it happen. It was terrifying glory. He's still being treated by the doctors, but we managed to get a written statement from him already. Oh, isn't that wonderful, Mr. Natsume? Oh, thank goodness. It's all over then. I can leave the somber cell. Sorry, no, that's not on the cards. What? Why ever not, Inspector? Mr. Shamspear has implicated someone as being responsible for what happened last night. Implicated someone? Oh dear. You don't mean... I'm sorry to say I do, yes. He's pointed the finger at you, Mr. Natsume. Ah! My sweet poison that he seeketh to end my life. That wicked Catlif, Sosuke Natsume. No! So I'm afraid you'll be appearing in court as planned. You'll be wanted to make the necessary preparations. No! And so, once again, Sasaki-san found himself having to take a dock at the Old Bailey. Whether his room was haunted or whether he was just terribly unlucky, I knew I had no choice. The following day, I would represent him in court, and do my utmost to break the curse that has blighted him. To be continued. Yeah, so we'll be ending the stream here. Sorry guys, it was... Imagine showing up in the courtroom for murder twice. Yeah, but after we save, I'll be ending the stream. I'll get it right one of these days. So yeah, I'll be stopping here. I'm sorry, this is a bit earlier than I usually end streams. In terms of how long I've been streaming, not really so much in terms of time, because I do tend to end streams at this time. I just started kind of late, you know. Anyway, so I'll be ending here. Thank you guys for coming. So, just a heads up, tomorrow's stream might be moved. Yeah, tomorrow's stream might be moved to Sunday. Because I might not be, I probably won't be able to stream tomorrow. So, yeah, I'll see you guys by then. Tomorrow, just remember, stream's been moved. I'll see you all. Bye-bye.